against UK Select. It was a close one, that one. They lost 21-28. On the other hand, you have Walukuba Rugby, who turned up against Kenya Shujaa, losing that one. And now they have to contend with Renegades, both teams trying to go for their first win. Good start and kick off there by Renegades, pinning Walukuba in their own 22. Walukuba fighting hard to retain possession, but they lose it. Then Renegades trying to get out to the 5-meter channel. Good scramble defense, but there's a gaping hole there, and it is exploited. Going in for the first try for French Renegades is Hamel Simon. Hamel Simon going in for the first try. That gap was quite huge. French Renegades are just a team that has been the development path for the French Rugby Union.
This is a really decent French select team here. If you allow them to keep possession for that long, they will punish you because they are really, really well drilled side. You may want to disrupt that build-up of possession. As I say that, the kickoff doesn't go 10 meters.
It's the first time they have been put together. So first appearance, and they will try to just ensure that they are in the program setup. So these players have a lot to play for. Ripping the ball there in tackle, and then turned over again by Walukuba Rugby.
They did well to get it back there.
Walukuba coming back on the shorter side, looking for support, but Renegades scramble well. A reset, watching the blind side to ensure that they force Walukuba to go to their right. They do so, straightening and getting into space there. Carrying the ball, good sustained possession from Walukuba. Recycling well, shifting the ball all the way to the end. Then they will need to get themselves back into this one. Nice play by Walukuba, slowly inching into the 22 for just coming short. Really nice play from Walukuba. They're really getting themselves into the right area patiently, and French Renegades punished there for shooting out of the line. That gap was well exploited by that in your picture there, who scores, Bob Kawanda. Bob Kawanda just saw that gap open and went into it. Renegades guilty of overshooting. But that pressure comes in, Oscar, when you defend for very many faces.
That is true, and I suspect the French players were trying to hold on longer than they should have. In terms of when the referee says release, they just hold it just that 1 second longer. But there was some good carries there by Brian Wandera, and over. Eventually a stiff arm there just coming in from Bob Kawanda, but there was some good work that had been done earlier there on target. Bob Kawanda seems to be telling us.
So conversion was successful. It's a tight match, 7-all. It's a tight one, this one. Walukuba putting their hands up to ensure that they can get to the business end of this 27th edition of Safari Sevens. French Renegades punished for that. That looked suspiciously like leading with an elbow.
That's correct, I thought so too. I think it looked as a knockout.
Yeah, he's really lucky. That's a straight yellow card.
Yeah, it looks suspicious. They're leading with their forearm. If not elbow, as you say there.
Yeah, at least it's the forearm. But either way, that is normally punished by a penalty, but just slips the referee's eyes there. French Renegades get to reset. Walukuba had a heavy loss earlier on today when they faced Kenya Shujaa. That was a 15-5-0 loss.
Yeah, I mean, the score against the Renegades and the UK Select was quite close. The two teams, and this is the same pool with Kenya Shujaa, is it?
Yeah, it's the same pool with Kenya Shujaa. That big loss coming against Walukuba was from Kenya Shujaa, 55-0 it was earlier on. So this one is a straight shootout in this pool between Kenya Shujaa and UK Select, because UK Select managed to beat French Renegades earlier on. Walukuba doing well to remain in this match. Just barely a minute remaining in this first half. They have given as much as they have received from French Renegades. It's a tight affair. Carrying it and looking for offloads. That has been the template that French Renegades have used. Offload rugby, getting into contact, offloading, ensuring they are doing very minimal racks as possible. And that scramble defense is good from Walukuba. See another offload from deck there, trying to keep the ball alive as much as possible, playing in the short areas, close quarter combat, leading to a try for the French Renegades.
That's a long spell of possession there by the French team, and eventually get the try. I thought Walukuba done enough there to scramble and defend that one, but eventually they seem to have run out of defenders.
Yeah, they have to look at how they can be able to stop those offloads, because that has been hurting them.
That's the thing, sometimes you set up the defense for a rack, and that's the comfortable. I think that's a comfortable defensive structure in sevens here. When you there's 3 or 4 players around here, you expect a tackle to come through, and therefore then you can defend the rack. But when it's an offload, it means you have to react quickly. And if I'm not mistaken, there I think it's from Clement.
Yeah, Matty Antoine is the one who scored that try. To right there, just Walukuba recovering possession there, stepping back off his left twice, then brings it back to the right, looks for a basketball pass, overhead pass that is successful. Now he has the opportunity, if he has the wheels, to go all the way. Pinning his ears, Matthew John Oluka. Matthew John Oluka shrugs off the defenders and goes over to score, hitting back straight away. Matthew John Olukuba.
All of a sudden, this has become a close affair here. Walukuba giving a good account of themselves. The French Renegades struggling just a little bit here with the heat and the elements, if not the altitude. They did struggle as well against the UK Select in the first half, but they came very good in the second half. But Walukuba here doing.
We kick off for the second half of this match. A very interesting game, good for the eye, good for the neutrals, as both teams punching and counter-punching. French Renegades against Walukuba, the National Sevens Uganda Circuit winners.
They had a good second half against the UK Select.
Against UK Select, yeah, they came alive in the second half, the Renegades.
Here we go again. They've kept that alive throughout, and from kickoff all the way to a try line.
Yeah, nice offload. There are no breakdowns when Renegades are attacking. They rarely opt for those breakdowns. And Walukuba have to work hard to ensure that that ball being recycled through offloads is stopped. Otherwise, they are reeling from those attacks. Renegades hitting within 30 seconds of restart of the second half. A try that stretches their lead by just 3 points. That conversion unsuccessful. Just did his tackle well, but too close to the try line. was no stopping him there. Goes in and scores another try. Clau Baptiste.
And that's the thing, you can still have defenders, but as long as the ball is, the team keeps possession and you're all the way to the try line, you can still take the tackle and score the try. I think Walukuba here have to. It looks like they're losing possession here. Yeah, so they have. Again, the French go quickly.
Quick tap and go. They have numbers out there. Walukuba not keen to address that shortage of defenders on the far side, and they leak another 5 points. Yeah, as you said, as we watched in the earlier match, the Renegades coming alive in the second half. They seem not to struggle with altitude.
That's the thing, they just need a breather. I think they just need a breather.
And then they reset.
And then they get back their breath and they're up again. Towards the end of that half, they seem to be struggling with the elements. And I think Walukuba should have looked at that. Maybe use a kick chase a little bit here.
No hands. Outside.
Walukuba here have to try and work hard, get back in the goal. I say that there's a line break here. It's a wonderful show and go here by Walukuba. I think it's Hassan Opileni. There's a rush defense here by the French Renegade defender. And when he missed the tackle, Opileni just showed here. Then the outside player had to stay with his man to defend, which allowed Opileni then to go in there. Look at that, there's a missed tackle there by the French Renegade defense. I think it was Jean Morad there who just missed. You know, they say when you rush out of the blitz defense, you must come out with something. You must get your man there. And when he missed, that allowed Opileni then to score that try. All of a sudden, it's close again here.
Yeah, really nice game. 2 minutes and more to play. And you're thinking, this one is going down all the way to the wire. 3 points separating the two teams, and they are going hammer tongs at each other. Cutting back in, looking for runners, straight ends and offloads in the tackle. Fantastic offload there, going all the way to score another try. Hitting back after Walukuba scores. That is the Newell Thomas. Man, Oscar, this one is punch and counter punch.
I mean, it's wonderful rugby here by the French Renegades, but geez, man, you've got to feel for Walukuba because they score a good try, pin the French Renegades back at the 22, but somehow don't manage to complete the tackles. And then all of a sudden here, they keep possession and keep ball alive. And the French Renegades, just as you said earlier, Toili, that they are keeping the ball, they're popping it on the racks. And then eventually, it's a try there by Junolin Thomas.
Okay. Go back for the knock-on scrum. Scrum.
It looked close. But then again now, still 10 points. With a minute and a half to go, you'd think Walukuba will need to score next.
Yeah, they have to. They really have to, because 1.5 minutes is good enough for them to score twice. Good for them, they have the ball in hand, waiting just to put it in there and then see how quickly they can get themselves onto the scoreboard. Hassana Opileni, ball in hand, goes to the shorter side, but that is quickly shut down. And they have the full width of the pitch to work with here. They have to be wider than that. They're still a bit closer, carrying strongly back into traffic there. Edward Emiumu, referee just giving them a warning about being offside on that Good kick and chase and recovers the ball, but loses it. Hassana loses it on deck there. The French Renegades now trying to control matters here. Barely 30 seconds remaining. Nice grabber kick, puts pressure on Uganda. Staying on their feet here and chasing and recovering. Nice outcome. Then a speculative pass and another offload. Fantastic play here from Renegades.
That is typical Champagne French rugby.
Yeah,
not
that
necessarily
one.
from Champagne, but just wonderful offload rugby here by the French Renegades.
So Aru Gabriel at the end of that fantastic run of passes. We had a grabber kick, recovery, then an overhead pass.
He was confident the support players were behind him there, and they were, because he had the call. There was no need for a ruck because he was one-on-one.
Last play.
Yeah, as you watch that
Look at
replay, yeah.
Now that's what's called confidence in your support, confidence in your teammates. Eventually, it's a wonderful try by the French Renegades, and you'd think that that puts the nail
in the coffin here for Walukuba here, because that was last play.
Full time.
Full time in this one. After coming close, after having a tight first half, Renegades again pull away in the second half to win this one 38-21 and put themselves in a good space as we move to the next round of fixtures. The last one in the second